up Todd's mana base, but it also shuts off cards like Inkmoth Nexus. So I would say that Jeff is advantage in this matchup, although it does sound like he's mulligan down to 4, which I think is going to put him at a disadvantage for at least this game.
I was going to say, I feel like Jeff has to be advantaged here, but this mulligan to 4 is going to put a big hanker in that. So he's just going to lead off with a mountain and pass. Nothing too explosive here.
Do you know if Jeff brought the family? I know for the last Open they did like a road trip. Which I thought was really
they did
cool.
like a vacation thing. I don't think they did. Todd is going to lead off with a Gataxian Probe. Going to 18, he's going to see City of Traders, Seething Song, and Mountain. So Jeff is just basically waiting to do some crazy stuff.
Yeah, and Todd does have 8 pieces of permission to disrupt Jeff. One thing that can be a little tricky, though, is 5 of those pieces of permission are Daze and Spell Pierce, which, if Jeff has enough mana, he can just ignore. So we'll see how those play in this matchup.
So Todd's just going to fall to 17. He's going to fetch out a land here with his Verdant Catacombs. We're going to get a Tropical Island. Pass the turn back to Jeff. He's just going to play a mountain and pass.
Some nice mountains.
They are some nice mountains.
Yeah.
So Todd's going to draw for his turn. He's going to pick up another copy of Force of Will, which is a very, very good card.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty tough for Jeff to get out of this. He is advantaged in the matchup, but mulligan to 4, Todd having 2 Force of Wills, and basically just all the time he wants to set things up is going to be tough. This certainly warrants a Force of Will, though.
We've got a Blood Moon coming here from Jeff Hoogland.
And he actually, did he discard the other Force of Will?
Yeah, it looks like he pitched a Force to his Force.
Yikes. Oh, no.
Yeah, it's a new art Force.
Oh, it's the new art Force. Okay.
Kind of looked like a Dispel, so I was looking to see if he had a Dispel in his deck. He does not. It is a new art Force of Will. Todd's going to fall to 17.
Wow, and Todd has another Force of Will. Oh.
Wow, so Jeff has picked up both Through the Breach and
World
mulligan
to 4, no big deal.
Yeah, NBD. Can attack with this World Spine
And World
Worm.
Spine Worm is a great card to play with Through the Beach. When this card dies, it's going to be putting a bunch of 5/5 worms into play. And despite the mulligan, Jeff just takes the match. What a baller.
Well, when you draw the perfects.
I mean,
if you fill your deck with perfects, you can just draw all the perfects in your deck, right?
Yeah, I know it's a bad matchup for Todd, but that was brutal. That was a turn 3 kill?
4 or 5. Turn 4.
Didn't you go Mountain, Ancient Tomb? I think it was turn 3.
He played a Blood Moon on 3 and then
that's
his
right.
thing on 4. But
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Man, drew some good cards. Let's take a look at the sideboard, see what kind of options here Todd has. He has 2 Flusterstorm, a Force of Will, a Krosan Grip, a Nature's Claim, 2 Submerge, Bajuka Bog, a Wasteland, a Karakas, a Dismember, a Seal of Primordium, Viridian Corruptor, a Necropede, and a Crop Rotation. What do we think Todd's going to bring in?
So I think the cards that Todd wants are the Force of Will, Krosan Grip, Nature's Claim, just as a hard counter and answers to Blood Moon. I think that he can also consider Karakas because there are cards like Grizzlebrand and Embercool floating around in Jeff's deck. And then he can also consider Seal Primordian and Viridian Corruptor to deal with the problematic enchantments as well. I don't think he'll bring in Flusterstorm because there's a lot that it doesn't hit. But if he has enough cards to take out, he might bring that in. On Jeff's side of the board,
we got 2 Pyrostatic Pillar, 3 Trinisphere, 2 Pyromancy, 2 Sudden Shock, 2 Shattering Spree, a Boil, 2 Magus of the Moon, and a Pyroclasm. What do you think he's going to bring in? So
Sudden Shock, the split-second burn spell, is certainly a card that is specifically for this matchup. I also have to imagine that he's going to be bringing in the Magus of the Moons. The Blood Moon effect is very strong. And Trinisphere is also something that he may be able to play to lock his opponent out of the game. So let's go ahead and take a quick look here at our creature collection. Ooh, let's do it.
So Jeff has Magus of the Moon in his sideboard, and one of my all-time favorite creature collection type things was Magus of the Moon. But now we've got some new ones. So we currently have Snipcaster Mage, which is pretty sweet. You can get playmats, sleeves, and player bundles at go.starcitygames.com/creature collection. We also have a new one coming out. That's the fruit bat.
Oh, wow.
So this little cutie
He's
is
in a watermelon.
popping out of a watermelon. And he is a fruit bat. You can get playmat, sleeves, and player bundles.
Are watermelons fruit bat eggs?
No.
Kind of looks like he's like hatching out of it.
I mean, don't say
Should
that.
I be scared of watermelons from now on?
Probably not.
I don't know how nature works. Sorry.
I enjoy watermelons, and so does our cute little fruit bat. And these are illustrated by the wonderful Andrea Radek.
Nice.
One of the in-house artists
Very
at
talented artist.
StarCityGames.com. And you can learn more. Go.StarCityGames.com/creature collection. I think we need a name for our fruit bat.
Oh, yeah, we need a name for everything. And the only ones that can help us is all of you on Twitter.
So
hit us up. Tell us what we should name this bat.
Let us know what we should name this bat, and we'll see if we can come to a conclusion on what the old Batty the Fruit Bat should be named.
Batty the Fruit Bat?
Popping out of the watermelon.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see here. We've got Todd Stevens, who is on Infect, battling against Jeff Hoogland on Mono Red Sneak Attack. Jeff is up a game. He's pretty favored in this deck, in this matchup, to be completely honest.
Oh, yeah. After last game, there's just no way Jeff can lose.
The old mulligan
it's
to
like
4,
impossible.
Draw perfects, kill you on turn 4.
Yeah, that was brutal. There are games where Todd can just win on turn like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So Todd definitely has a good chance, but Jeff's deck is close to as fast and favored in the late game. So that is essentially the definition of a bad matchup, is where you're just as fast as them, but you're on another axis, you're also just much better than them.
All right, so Todd's just going to play a Windswept Heath and pass. Jeff has an Ancient Tomb, an Expedition, a Lotus Petal, and a Magus of the Moon on turn 1.
No big deal.
It's like he also has a Simian Spirit Guide in hand to pay for a daze if Todd happens to have it.
And so,
and it looks like that's probably what we're going to see here, since he's getting a Tropical Island.
I think I need to take back my previous statement. I think Jeff actually has the faster deck that is also favored in the late game. Just everything lining up poorly for Todd.
All right, so we have a Brainstorm here for Todd.
It would have been amazing if Jeff just had something like,
this is going to be
discard the Simian Guide for red and Pyroblast it or something.
This is going to be so bad for Todd. Like, he has a daze, so he's going to daze this Magus of the Moon, and it's going to get countered by the Simian Spirit Guide in Jeff's hand.
And that'll be game over.
Yeah,
if that happens.
Todd has, what, a forest in his deck?
Yeah.
A forest?
And that Magus of the Moon attacks for 2. Don't forget that.
Yeah. You got
10-turn clock.
10 turns, buddy. Although it looks like he has a Noble Hierarch, so he could find a... Oh, no. Todd.
Oh! No! Don't do it, Todd!
I will elect to pay.
GG.
Although...
Am I calling it too early?
You know what? He can play that Necropede. So the Necropede will stop the Magus of the Moon from attacking.
Yeah. And that'll buy Todd time, but to what end?
Yeah, so Todd's going to fall to 17.
Necropede in the house.
We got a Necropede here. It's going to be a blocker.
Yep. And Jeff just says, oh, that's cute.
Yeah, I'll just stop attacking until I can Emrakul you.
Jeff's like, oh, I think I've drafted with that card before.
It's like he has a sneak attack in hand. We're just a few lands away from landing it.
Yeah.
It does have Infect. When it dies, you put a counter on a creature. So Jeff, if he attacks with his Magus, he will lose it to the Necropede. But Todd is just drawing to his one of Forest to start deploying Noble Hierarchs and such from his hand. Unfortunately, Invigorate requires you to control a forest to be able to pay the alternate cost.
Might as well attack.
Yeah.
Infect 1. Legacy has a lot of different matchups. I don't think I've ever seen a matchup this lopsided. I mean, it almost looks like Jeff built his deck specifically to beat Infect. I mean, I know that's not the case, and I know this Mono Red Sneak Attack is good in other matchups also, but this is just a slaughter.
And it's all foil.
Yeah. This is the rare case that Jeff is brewing something unusual, but has been working on this deck for a very long time.
I think he borrows it.
It could be two.
But somebody out there has a foil mono red sneak attack deck.
Yep.
And I appreciate them for everything they do. Todd's just going to keep attacking with his Necropede. I think we're going to see an activation of sneak attack here. I think Jeff does have an Emrakul in his hand. And that is going to be more than enough.
And that will be
do I need to activate it again? Because I got the Gristlebrand too.
Oh, man. Tom's got to go outside after that and clear his head.
Go catch some Pokemon or something.
Yeah, really.
Take a walk. Jeff Hoogland's going to take this match 2-0 with his mono red sneak attack deck. And that just wasn't even close.
That was
either
brutal.
games.
I haven't seen a game that lopsided in a long time. That was almost as bad as just seeing someone completely short on lands. Like